video of something I want to faff around with. So, usual rules apply. If I'm faffing around with something, I'm best off making a video from it, because if I don't, in the past what's happened is something really interesting has happened, so, and I always kind of regret it. So I'm kind of thinking this pan's too small. So what I want to do is, what I've noticed is one of the functions where I work, it's for older people and they're not eating the peas, and I think what it is the fact that they can't, I guess they're getting on a bit. I like the same with young kids, they have trouble holding a knife and fork and getting peas onto a fork. So I was kind of thinking what we could do is we could get a bigger pan. We could mash the peas and what we call it, and then see how it'll. By mashing them, they'll need to be. I'll need to cook more peas than I normally would. So if I got away with cooking 2 bags of peas, I might need to cook 4, which kind of pushes into the cost of the meal. But if people are not eating the peas because they're whole and they can't get them on the fork, then we need to think about something about doing it, because peas are cheap. So these are just the wonky peas from the supermarket. They are cheap. So I'm not that bothered. I'm going to turn them into soup once I've mushed them. So they're about 55p for 900 grams. So that's still pretty cheap as things go. Peas don't seem to have gone up in price too much. Anyway, I've just got some stock that was from something else. So I might as well cook them in the stock, and then I'm going to turn peas into soup for my lunch. So we might as well use them up. So 500 grams of peas. It won't take long to cook, but they do need to be soft, and then we're either going to mash them with the humble made potato masher, or we'll get the hand blader in there. But they'll take a couple of minutes, and I'll be back when they are ready. And then what we'll do is you just drain off the stock, and the stock can go into the pan on the back that's got some onions in, and then we'll give them a mash, and then we'll be able to. I've got this. So this is a 50 milliliter or 1 3/4 ounces fluid ounces portioner. They call it an ice cream scoop, but it's a portioner really, because it's not really good enough for ice cream. But anyway, yeah, and the way you do ice cream, that's a portioner, it's not an ice cream scoop. But anyway, so we're back when those are cooked, and we'll have a look. Right, so those are cooked enough. So I'm not going to waste that stock. We're not going to waste that flavour that's in the stock. Let me turn that gas off. We'll simply pour that stock into the onions in the back of the stove, and then that can be what I make my soup out of. Because we don't like waste, and we don't like wasting flavour, and we certainly don't like wasting money. So there, and that can go up there. That lid. What I do need though is to put these peas on. So will they mash with a normal masher? Do I need to get the hand blender out? I think I'll put some butter in. I'm going to season them when I serve my customers, but I think we need to get the hand blender in. Let's get that off. Now let's get the hand blender in. Which is another thing to consider if I'm actually going to do this. So, hand blender is stretch, hopefully. Do that one around. Yeah, so Annex's kids decided they didn't like peas one day, and it wasn't because they didn't like the peas, it was because we're trying to get them to use the knife and fork properly. So they weren't coordinated enough to kind of get the peas on the fork just kind of yet. So they decided they didn't like peas. so you kind of think, well, you know, it's the same as old people and kids are exactly the same, aren't they? No filter on what they say. So let's see how this works. Stick my knife in there. There we go. That'll do. So a little bit of a hassle. When I serve them, I'll put some butter in, just to loosen them up a little bit, and otherwise getting caught on everything. That looks alright. Just get that. Be a last minute type of thing to keep the colour. We're recording, aren't we? Yes, we're recording. So, as always, we don't bang plastic on pans, we bang plastic on our hands to get that out of there. So if we were to bang the plastic on the pan, because it's metal, it would crack the plastic, and then I'd have to buy myself another hand blender. Right, that's that. So where are we? Give that a rinse. And then what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 portions, just 8 portions, just so 8.5 maybe. No, 7.5 maybe. No, that's 8. That's just about 8 portions. So I can work out how many people we normally serve and how much more peas I'll have to do. I don't think too many actually. I think probably maybe, and if I use 2 bags, I'll have to use another 1. So out of a bag. So that's not a full bag. So it's so if we get 7. Oh, that's about 50 grams, isn't it? There's 7, in half a bag. Half a bag would be 850. Now it's a little bit more. So it's like 70, maybe 65 grams per portion. I'm not pausing, get my calculator. Yeah, so 63 grams a portion worth of raw weight of peas. So we do about 30 people. Times by 63 equals. Oh, that's not. Oh, it's about the same. Oh, it's about the same. That's not bad. So if I was doing 30 people, which you don't know what I do, like 1.9 kilos worth of peas. So like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. So there we go. That probably works for any kind of puree like that. So that'll probably work for a carrot puree as well, if I ever want to start mashing down the carrots. Or the swede. There we go. That's a decent sized portion as well. We'll start doing that. There we go. Lovely. Success.